Hey, thanks for tuning in to LRGA Curves today. Make sure you smash that like button and smash that subscribe button. If you haven't already, hit the bell so you can get notified next time I upload a video. As always, I appreciate your time and energy. Much appreciate you hanging out on my channel. So today, I have to get into the reason I even started my YouTube channel. Yes, ladies and gents, the Real Housewives of Potomac. Season 6, this episode was called The Devil Wears Zara. Ooh-wee! Can we get a shout out to the Real Housewives of Potomac for an already drama-filled, beauty-filled season? The things I'd like to highlight from this evening's episode are, for one, I feel like the ladies continue the show in the Williamsburg estate, and they have water aerobics. And Wendy walks in to breakfast with her bikini suit on. Well, swimsuit. It was a one piece, but it looked like a bikini. And Wendy's looking beautiful these days. And then Giselle asked Robin to go upstairs, and it was edited to look like it may have been because Wendy came in half booty naked again, like they needed to go have a minute and they was going to go talk about Wendy. It's kind of how it was edited as a viewer, but that wasn't the case at all. Really, Giselle pulled Robin's coattail about the previous night's conversation, wherein Robin admitted that Juan has said it's not attractive for her to sleep all day. And, Giselle even said that as a true friend fashion, she has to say something to Robin because she wants Robin to win. So they had a nice heartfelt moment out on the porch. And then they had a swimming class where Robin and Giselle and Candace and Alaca and even Wendy got in the pool. And then while they were in the pool for swim class, Karen, Mia, and who else was sitting out? Karen and Mia were sitting out. Oh yeah, and then Ashley arrives. Ashley arrives after giving birth. Remember last season, Ashley couldn't leave the baby alone. Well, this year, Ashley left both the babies and came and had a Corona Light or 3 and some rum tasting. So Ashley comes, and I guess that was the gossip girl because she came ready to gossip and she hit the ground running. She's like basically in old Ashley fashion, here to stir the pot and sprinkle the mess, but it was all in love. It was all as a friend, as always, as they say. So anyway, Ashley and Karen have a conversation wherein Karen is lying to Ashley, saying that Giselle attacked everybody the night before and they were trying to take down the reigning queen and all of this stuff. Now, just let me say this. To me, I know there are a lot of grand dames, and I'm just not here for Karen's lies and gaslighting and always pretending like her shit don't stink. I'm just not here for it. Karen's shit stinks just like the rest of them. Karen is a gaslighter, in my opinion. For her to have the audacity to pretend like she wouldn't bring up somebody else's problems openly and readily like she has, and like she isn't a manipulative, conniving woman in her own right, is ridiculous for her to feign that, to me anyway. So here she comes immediately trying to poison Ashley against Giselle, since now she even has Wendy up under her wing, since Wendy mentioned earlier that she poured into her. And so then I wanted to mention that because then when they get out of the pool, they come into the house for the rum tasting. And during the rum tasting, not only did Robin taste all the rum, she was slamming them back. Like a producer must have whispered in her ear, "Girl, you need to kick it up a notch. We need more from you." And she was like, okay. So she instead of taste the whiskey, she slammed the whiskey. Okay. And then Ashley was getting ready to have to go home. And so she went to Wendy and was like, oh, Wendy, can I talk to you in private? And Wendy was like, well, what about? And she's like, I just want to talk to you. So she pulled Wendy to the side and was like, well, Wendy, you know, the articles that were reported, and then there were clips to All About the Tea. And that's that site with the avatar that's been under scrutiny lately. And so I would take anything personally from that site with a grain of salt, if you know what I'm saying. But it made it to Real Housewives of Potomac, All About the Tea headlines, inferring and implying that Wendy Osefo's husband cheats. And so Ashley was bringing that to Wendy, but she pulled her to the side. She could have brought it up in front of all the ladies, but she didn't. She pulled her to the side, and Ashley was like, maybe she'll receive this from me because I have been through this with my husband's name dragged through the blogs. So let me be the one to bring this to her. She was really coming from a good place, believe it or not. And I didn't want to believe it because I know Ashley is full of stirring the pot and deflection. But in this case, she really was attempting to come from a good place. We were not going to have any idea that Wendy, Happiness, and her new ass were going to explode all over the place and get up and storm off and from Ashley's conversation, private conversation, and go right into the room with the ladies and tell on herself, basically, by confronting Giselle in front of the ladies about even talking to Ashley about what she read in a blog. Now, I have a problem with this because Wendy's problem to me should be with the blog, period. You can't be mad that people read when you have 4 degrees, Wendy. But lately, like the ladies have mentioned also, Wendy isn't like last season's Wendy. Wendy and her 4 degrees and above the fray Wendy. No, Wendy came to play, and Happiness is here to bring the ruckus also, as it turns out, because Wendy is all kinds of sassy this season, and I'm here for it, but it's a little displaced, and I feel like it's a little forced because it's just not logical that a woman with 4 degrees is blaming another human for reading a blog and then repeating it to see if somebody else read it and then saying they don't believe it, but they were just seeing like, wow, that's deep. It's in the blogs. Who's not talking about what's in the blogs? All the stuff that's happening to Erica Jane in the blogs, everybody's talking about it. And you would be a liar if you didn't say that you were. So, you know, that's a lot of displaced, misplaced rage against the green-eyed bandit Giselle from Wendy 4 degrees, meet my new friend's Happiness Osefo. Okay? At least in my opinion. And then from there, it totally deteriorates into more name calling, and Wendy really gets, as they would say on Real Housewives of Atlanta, Wendy really gets to the white meat and says some really, really, really rude things. She goes in on Juan being not really Robin's dude. She goes in on Jamal and the low self-esteem that Giselle must have to bring around a known cheater, baby maker, to be around her kids. And she went in kind of on Ashley because, you know, her and her husband, they really been in the blogs. And the whole time, Karen is just sitting there like, her plan is working. Like the puppet strings on Wendy is just, I mean, Karen may as well have been going, doing the wax tip of her handlebars mustache, like a maniacal evil genius, just sitting back after she wound Wendy up and watch her go. Yeah. Anyway, in my opinion, that's how that happened. Because it was all displaced. It was way too much. The reaction felt like Wendy must have really been insecure about the situation, about the headline, and at least had enough feeling to displace and project this anger onto the wrong set of people. If anything, Wendy should have contacted All About the Tea the avatar over there and asked her to remove that fabricated story and stop hurting her family, you know, if that was the case. Because Giselle repeating it, it's not an issue, Wendy. You're on a freaking reality show. It was gonna happen. It was gonna happen. Anyway, so then the show ended with Candace leaving for the night. And no, not Candace, with Ashley leaving for the night. And with Wendy continuing to talk a lot of trash. Like, we got Zen win, we got happiness win, we got 4 degrees win, and we got I'll whoop your ass win. We got hood win. Because she went really, really, really sassy tonight. Anyway, like I said, I'm here for it. Leave a comment down below. Thanks again for tuning in to LRGA Curves. This was my quick review of The Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 6, The Devil Wears Zara. Make sure you smash that like button and smash that subscribe button on your way out. And share this video if you give a chance. And I look forward to seeing you in the next video.